Really? Really? Okay, so guys, I did my review of the second episode of SmackDown on Fox. I did a brief mention to like kind of drive a point home about Cringy Lynch getting a 90 in the new WWE 2K20 game. Okay, so you know I don't play these games anymore. They're the same game every year, but I took a look at 2K19 and the ratings, and like I saw, like all the women in that game had like an 80 or something. Now, back when I used to play the games, they would rate the girls like in the 70s or the 60s because it would make more sense, right? Because they're women, they wouldn't be as powerful as the muscle-bound men, but things in wrestling have obviously changed. So I mean, I can't even believe that I'm even talking about this. This sounds completely like stupid when you kind of think about it. A rating in a game, like for a particular wrestler, like not only is it not real, but the game is even less real because it's a game. But I knew that this was going to be a big thing for a lot of people because as I was making that video, I didn't feel it important to go off on the whole rant because it's a SmackDown review, right? We're there to talk about SmackDown. So I figured, let me look into this a little bit because, now that they're making all of them have higher ratings and everything, and I checked, I was like, okay, so you know what? Are they actually going to be bringing back these intergender matches that we used to have? They stopped that way back when. I forgot like what year it was, but I think I'd already stopped playing the games around the SmackDown versus Raw times, and then I briefly returned for the for WWE 12 and 13. And then it eventually became the 2K series. And then they had already, at that time, they weren't doing the intergender matches anymore. So I had been hearing, though, that people were complaining about these ratings. If you like a certain superstar, you obviously want them to have a certain rating. It makes it easier to play as them. I get that from a gamer perspective. But never did I think that Sasha Banks, who's already a cringy wrestler, and sometimes I even think to myself, I think actually Sasha is more real-life cringe, Becky is more kayfabe cringe, Sasha is real-life cringe. So here's an article from Forbes for you, and it relates to Sasha Banks' Twitter. WWE 2K20 ratings. Sasha Banks takes to Twitter to express displeasure for her rating. So, this stupid ad is in the way here. Okay, so we've got NBA, NFL, and NHL athletes aren't the only ones who take umbrage with their ratings in official sports video games, do they? I'm sorry, I gotta plead ignorance on this one. I'm not aware of this, but anyway, WWE athletes, aka superstars, will also express their displeasure with the overall ratings given to them by 2K in the popular WWE 2K titles. Sasha Banks took to Twitter to let 2K know what she thinks of the 80 overall rating her character received in the upcoming WWE 2K20 video game. 80. That's why I said no to your stupid commercial, WWE games. Did she really say no to being in the commercial? Like, really? Like, were they really going to put her in that commercial? I mean, Cringy Lynch ended up in there. So let's see. Not every person on the roster has the same take. Carmella responded to Sasha's tweet. Essentially, Carmella thinks Sasha should keep this thing in the proper perspective. LOL. I had an 80 in 2K19 and I was jumping for joy. It's a game. And, Carmella's got a really, really good point there. I mean, like, it's a game, it's a rating. Sasha, you're getting paid to have your likeness in this game. why does it matter? I understand you're a gamer, and I kind of get it. You know, like, you don't want to be perceived as being weak, but I'll just say this: in the current climate of the product, you're lucky that you're getting all this attention. You're lucky that, you know, there's a social justice warrior culture out there who supports this, you know, women's in wrestling movement. You're lucky. You're lucky that you're getting the attention that you are for this. And, you know, because it's horrible. The women's evolution has been terrible. It's been cringeworthy. It has not produced good TV. Has not produced quality entertainment. It's basically been just something that's there that we all have to put up with, and a bunch of annoying marks try to promote because it's the right thing to do, right? So WWE talent has increasingly blurred the lines between real life and their own personas when commenting on social media. Banks' tweet is in line with her on-screen character, but it's also consistent with some of the give me my respect concepts we've seen from her in the past. The appeal is in the confusion and the room it creates for speculation. It's the new age way to maintain the marked talent dynamic that was once the foundation of the relationship between wrestlers and fans in the 1980s and before. And so, you know, they go on here, and then yeah, here's Brandon Collymore. I mean, you were gone for months. So, you know, they go on about this, but, like, I mean, is that really a thing? Does NBA talent, do they really, like, actually sit there and complain about this stuff? Like honestly, like, do they really sit there and complain about their character in a game not having the right rating? I mean, it's just a game. Who cares what your rating is? It's an 80. That's, like, decent. I'm sure that's going to be a better rating than what they give to Zack Ryder or Kurt Hawkins or what have you. I mean, this is completely insane. Like, first of all, the SJW culture that's going to go into this game. The fact that they gave Becky Lynch a 90. Like, so you're saying she's only a few points below Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar. I mean, honestly, now I get it. Like, okay, so they're going to be separated between the genders, and they're going to have a lot of women's stuff in this game. It's going to be featuring the first ever career mode for the women. And, you know, I mean, I guess that's good if you're a fan of the current product and you like this women's evolution stuff. I'm sure that's going to be great for you and everything. But, like, this is more like they're making a statement in the game more than anything, more than just trying to make a quality game. What they're doing more here is just basically saying, like, oh, the women shouldn't have low ratings just because they're women. If the men can have 90s, then the women can too. I mean, like, come on already. How about we actually focus on making a good, complete experience where it's not just all, you know, we've got to download 1,000 things and 1,000 updates and patches. How about we talk about these graphics? How come graphics and character models, when you really look at them, like I was saying, I'm thinking back to, like, Here Comes the Pain and things like that, and it really doesn't look that much better. And it's been on and off. Like, and this has been a theme in a lot of different games. Like, I remember, like, one of the biggest problems they always had was, like, making Triple H's likeness in a lot of the games. They can never get it quite right. And I remember, like, Triple H looked better in Just Bring It than he did in Shut Your Mouth. And then in Here Comes the Pain, he looked even worse. Like, you know, this has been a problem for years and years with these games. You know, and the gameplay, it always stays the same. It's the same thing. All they do is take features away. They stripped away the creator wrestler from what I'm understanding, so people can't even make good cause anymore. So it's like, what are you doing? You're putting this game out just to make money, and this is just like a lot of different games out there. You know, they're making games just to make money, not to entertain gamers. And this is what we've come to now. Now we're just going to be arguing about who's got the best rating in the game, Who's got a 90, who's got an 80. It doesn't matter. It's a garbage game nonetheless that people are going to be suckered into buying due to the brand name. It doesn't, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, who really cares about this stuff? And I mean, really, honestly, like, I did not know that NBA and NFL stars actually take that stuff to heart. It's kind of pathetic. It's kind of sad. I mean, like, really, you should just be happy that you've made it this far in life, that you're being put in a game. Like, forget about the fact that, you're getting a nice big fat paycheck, not only from the game, but, like, the fact that the spotlight is on you. And Sasha Banks should be thrilled that they even let her back in the WWE after her, like, just annoying, obnoxious behavior. The way, on social media, starting up with Seth Rollins and everything. And this thing about, like, Forbes is saying about blurring the line. No, she's just basically an a-hole. That's not her being a good character. She doesn't even have a character. She says the boss and she flashes the brass knuckles. That's all that she does. And she does this thing right here, right? That's not a character. Stop saying that. They don't even know how to entertain on the show. So, like, you're counting on them, like, keeping kayfabe good. Like, they don't even understand that. This is just someone having a hissy fit. That's all it is. It's nothing more, nothing less. It's not playing a character. They all think this is not just Forbes, but I've seen this from a lot of people. Oh, they're trolling you. You are a mark because you're falling for it. No, that you're getting kayfabed. No, that's not what's happening at all. These are just a bunch of children, overgrown children, immature talent that the WWE doesn't ring in anymore like they used to. Because there's no Undertakers in the locker room, there's no hardcore Hollies, there's no Bill DeMott's training these people anymore. So everyone is all like they're a bunch of wussies, basically. We talk about this all the time, and that's really what it's all about. So now they're going to cry about a game, cry about their likeness in a game not being to their liking. It's okay if you want to post on social media as a joke, but Sasha Banks here having a hissy fit here, basically. This is why I ain't your commercial. Like, first of all, if they put you in the commercial, half the people probably even wouldn't know who you are unless they watch the show. So, like, come on. Can we be honest here? This is stupid. The fact that they even are giving these girls these high ratings just so, they can even it out amongst the men. Like, honestly, who plays a video game and thinks about this stuff? Thinks about these stats and, really, like, micromanages it and really observes these things? Who cares? Just play the game. If it's got interesting features, it's good. But no, it's not about that anymore because they don't put any effort into these games. These games have these enormous rosters now. These should be some of the best games that the WWE has ever put out, right? But no, for some reason, the games only get worse and worse. They're like obsessed with having these big rosters and getting as many people as they can, into the game, but not changing any of the features. If anything, they just take more things away. So I don't get it. There's got to be a reason why, they still have not been able to surpass a game like Here Comes the Pain. Here Comes the Pain is an old game. We're talking about a game from late 2003. So you're telling me that a game that from 16 years ago now? 16 years ago. You with all the updated and all the extra gigs of RAM and all the extra memory and graphical processing power that the Xbox One Pro, the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro are able to put out. You're telling me that you're going to produce an inferior game? Oh my god, come on already. This is just... But anyway, these reactions are cringeworthy. You would have to, just everything surrounding WWE is cringeworthy. Like, they need to, like, ring these people in. Sasha Banks should be called into Vince McMahon's office, and he should basically tell her, you're acting like an idiot. You're acting, like a child. You're embarrassing us on social media. These wrestlers, the talent, should be held accountable for how they're acting on social media. I mean, everyone else is, because, I mean, you're representing a global brand, right? So how, you're there just making a fool out of everybody, and this is also bad publicity for the game. Even, see, I even have to defend the game developers here, because this is just stupid already. You're acting like a child over a rating you received in the game, and exactly, you just came back. They gave you a second chance, basically. If this was any other era in WWE, they would have fired her. They would have released her a long time ago. But in this day and age, they give the second and third chances. Like, you could act however you want. So, so if you could act however you want, then you should have more freedom to be able to build your character. And I'm talking about on the actual TV show now, with all that freedom. But somehow, some way, Sasha Banks is still boring and uncharismatic. But she has enough energy to complain about her character in a video game. Go figure. Anyway, guys, what do you think about this? Let me know down in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell so you get all notifications when I post all my new videos. And guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.